Hey guys, what's up? I hope you are having a good Sunday. And man, what a Sunday it was. This Sunday was stacked. I mean, you had so much stuff to watch this Sunday. You had the NFL football games. You had WWE Hell in a Cell if you're into wrestling. And you also had The Walking Dead, which by the way, it was a great episode tonight. Great episode of The Walking Dead tonight. I look forward to next week's. And yeah, so if you like The Walking Dead or football or WWE Hell in a Cell, then I'm guessing your weekend was pretty good. Or if you like other stuff, then I'm sure your Sunday was also good. But anyway, I'm going to get right into it, guys. So I'm here today to give you my WWE Hell in a Cell review. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So to start off the pay-per-view, we had a tag team triple threat match between the Rhodes family, Cody Rhodes and Goldust, versus the Shield versus the Usos. This match was all right. It was kind of slow at first, and I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not the biggest fan of triple threat tag team matches because there's just way too many people in the ring for it to make sense. The only time I really did like a triple threat tag team match was in 2009 on Monday Night Raw in Madison Square Garden when it was DX versus The Undertaker and John Cena versus Jericho, Big Show, and Chris Jericho. That to me was a great triple threat tag team match in Madison Square Garden. But anyway, back to the thing here. So, like I said, we had a tag team triple threat match between Cody Rhodes, Goldust versus the Shield versus the Usos, and the Rhodes family retained their tag team championships. It was a pretty good match to start off the pay-per-view. I didn't rate it. I didn't really rate anything for this pay-per-view, so I'm kind of just going off the top of my head, even though I'm reading off of my paper here. But yeah, pretty good match to start off the pay-per-view with the crowd chanting, "This is awesome." And then this was not so awesome. Then we had The Miz, who's not awesome anymore. The Miz just sucks. The Miz came out and cut a promo, basically calling out the Wyatt family for their attack on him. So The Miz cut a promo calling out the Wyatt family. Then the Wyatt family henchmen attacked The Miz. And then while they were attacking The Miz, then the big red monster Kane came back. Basically, Kane returned and saved The Miz. So he saved The Miz. He cleared the ring of the Wyatt family henchmen, and then he chokeslammed The Miz. So I guess that was an alright return for Kane. So, yeah, that segment was okay. But now this is where it went downhill for a little while. Then we had Fondango cut a dumb... Basically, Fondango came out with Summer Rae, and he cut a really stupid promo, and then he started dancing with Summer Rae, which led to Fondango and Summer Rae versus the Great Khali and Natalya. That's right, let it sink in. Let it sink in. This is on a pay-per-view. Fondango and Summer Rae versus the Great Khali and Natalya. Are you fucking kidding me? Why is this on the damn pay-per-view? I mean, I could see this on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, but why? Why would they waste time putting these jabronis on a pay-per-view? Someone please comment below and answer to me why they would do that. But anyway, so are you kidding me, WWE? But, and it was Summer Rae's first match as a diva, but I could really care less. But Fondango and Summer Rae won, and I could care less. Match should not have been on the pay-per-view. Moving on. Next, we had a United States Championship match between Dean Ambrose of the Shield versus Big E Langston as a face. Yes, Big E Langston is a face, and I don't really know how well this is going to work out. I mean, I know that Big E Langston has John Cena backing him. He has the creative team backing him. He has everyone backing him. But I don't really like the idea of him being a face. But anyway, Dean Ambrose retained his championship by a count out. It was a pretty boring match, and Big E Langston attacked Dean Ambrose after the match to look strong, so yip-de-doo. Then next, and I had high hopes for this match. Then we had a Hell in a Cell handicap match with CM Punk versus Ryback and Paul Heyman. And when they all came down to the ring, Paul Heyman came out last, and he got a forklift. He got a forklift up to the Hell in a Cell structure to be out of Punk's reach. And so it was just basically CM Punk and Ryback in the ring. And CM Punk obviously beat Ryback, and it was not a very good match for a Hell in a Cell. I mean, this was a pretty weak Hell in a Cell match, in my opinion. It was okay, but it had a pretty slow start, and there was not enough violence in it. Even though there was a kendo stick, a table, and a table to end the match with CM Punk putting Ryback through a table, it just was not violent enough for me. And at the end of the match, after CM Punk gave the GTS to Ryback and pinned him 1, 2, 3, then after the match, CM Punk stuck a kendo stick in his trunks, and then CM Punk scaled the Hell in a Cell cage after Paul Heyman, and then when he got to the top of the cage, Paul Heyman was just basically stuck up there in the middle of the cage, although I didn't really understand why Paul Heyman didn't just climb down the cage, but I guess he's afraid of heights or something. But anyway, so CM Punk hit Paul Heyman with the kendo stick, and then he gave Paul Heyman the GTS on top of the Hell in a Cell. I mean, so the ending was okay. The match was not very good, but the ending was okay. It wasn't really CM Punk's fault. I mean, Ryback just didn't really do a very good job in this match, I thought. I mean, I thought he did okay, but he needs to step it up. I mean, he has Paul Heyman, the best manager you could ever get. He's got to step it up. Otherwise, he's going to get his ass fired and getting out of the ring. He's just going to get his ass fired. But anyway, so CM Punk beat Ryback again. So hopefully this will end the Paul Heyman CM Punk feud, because I mean it was an okay feud when it started, but I knew it wouldn't really last very long. And plus I kind of want CM Punk to go back into the world title picture. So moving on though, next we had Los Matadores versus the Real Americans, Antonio Cesaro and Jack Swagger, and the Los Matadores win. It was an okay match, but nothing too special. Then we had the World Heavyweight Championship match with Alberto Del Rio versus a returning John Cena. And I was not expecting John Cena to actually return at this pay-per-view. I thought the WWE was just fooling the fans. I thought they were just fooling the fans to sell this pay-per-view. But he actually did return. John Cena actually came back. And of course, it was pretty predictable that John Cena would win the World Heavyweight Championship. It was not too surprising, but it was actually a good match. I thought it was a very good match between Alberto Del Rio and John Cena, because Alberto Del Rio kept on targeting that injured arm of John Cena's to put it in the cross arm breaker, and John Cena had to keep on defending it. So it was a pretty good match, but it was a pretty good match nonetheless. And sadly, much to my disappointment, I kind of would have wished this happened, but sadly, no Money in the Bank cash-in by Damien Sandow. So he still has not cashed in his Money in the Bank yet. So we're still waiting for him to cash in his Money in the Bank. So hopefully Damien Sandow will cash in his Money in the Bank on John Cena. Then we will lead to a feud with John Cena versus Alberto Del Rio versus Damien Sandow for the world title. And that could be a pretty good match. So yeah, and then next we had AJ Lee versus Brie Bella for the Diva title, and AJ retained the Divas Championship by submission after Brie Bella accidentally kneed her sister Nikki in the head outside the ring. So thought it was an okay. It was nothing really too special. And then now the main event. The main event. We had Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship with the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels as the guest referee. And this match, and basically this is what happened in the match. During the middle of the match, when it was getting pretty good, it was just a pretty good match. It was a very physical match with both of them just going at it. I thought it was a very good match between Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan. And at one point, Daniel Bryan threw like 20 steel chairs into the ring. And then later on, Randy Orton superplexed him gave him a suplex off the top rope into these steel chairs. So I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, it was just a good match. But during the middle of the match, Triple H came down to the ring after a 1-2 pin count by Shawn Michaels. So Triple H came down to the ring and he started arguing with Shawn Michaels, telling him to do his job, make the 3 count, have Randy Orton win. And while that was all happening, during the match, when Shawn Michaels tried to get back into the ring, Randy Orton got pushed into Shawn Michaels. Daniel Bryan accidentally pushed Randy Orton into Shawn Michaels, thus knocking Shawn Michaels unconscious, as the referee way goes. So Triple H got into the Hell in a Cell after Orton accidentally ran into Shawn Michaels, and then when that happened, Daniel Bryan was checking on Shawn Michaels, trying to wake him up, saying, "Come on, Shawn, wake up." Then Triple H pushes Daniel Bryan off of Shawn Michaels, and then Triple H checks on Shawn Michaels. And when that was happening, then when Triple H turned around, Daniel Bryan gave a running knee to Triple H in the face. Then, after that, Shawn Michaels gets back up, and Shawn Michaels turns heel. Shawn Michaels turns his back on the WWE Universe, which really shocked me. I thought something else was going to happen, but anyway, Shawn Michaels turns heel, and he gives the sweet chin music super kick to Daniel Bryan, knocks out Daniel Bryan. Then Randy Orton comes into the ring, and he pins Daniel Bryan, and Shawn Michaels goes 1, 2, 3. So Randy Orton won the match. He super kicked Daniel Bryan for Orton to win the WWE Championship. It was a very good match, although I don't entirely agree with the way the match ended, because I don't really like the idea of Shawn Michaels turning on Daniel Bryan. I don't like that idea of Shawn Michaels turning on Daniel Bryan. To me, if it was my way, I would have had Shawn Michaels screw Randy Orton, give a super kick to Randy Orton, and then Daniel Bryan pins him 1, 2, 3. Then the next night on Raw, Shawn Michaels and Triple H are in a heated discussion face to face, and thus leading to a feud of Triple H and Shawn Michaels. But for now, people, Shawn Michaels is a heel. He's a bad guy. He works with Triple H now. And I'm sure, though, later on, Shawn Michaels will turn face again, and then he will face a heel. Shawn Michaels will turn face again, and then he will face a heel Triple H at WrestleMania. But anyway, it was a very good match, and like I said, I don't agree with what they did with Shawn Michaels turning heel on Daniel Bryan, but we will see where this goes from here. For that match and for this segment, though, I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. So, for this whole pay-per-view, guys, I thought it was an alright pay-per-view. I thought it was pretty good. I liked the tag team triple threat match to start off the night. I thought that was good. I did not care for the Miz or the Fondango or the U.S. title match. The Hell in a Cell handicap match with Punk, Paul Heyman, and Ryback was okay, but nothing too special, so hopefully, like I said, Punk will move on to something else. I thought the World Heavyweight Championship match between Del Rio versus John Cena was good. We'll see where it goes from here, so I thought that was good. And I also enjoyed the main event. So, for this whole pay-per-view, guys, I'm going to give it a 7.5. I'm going to give this pay-per-view a 7.5. Or no, hell. I'll give it a 7.7 out of 10 stars. Like my video, dislike my video, subscribe to my channel, guys, and yeah, hope you had a good Sunday.